Hi, welcome to the Android Review. This is Brian, and I'm going to review this game that I've already done. It's called uh, Achikaps, I guess. And so, first, I want to say that when I reviewed this the first time around, this was a more complicated game than really could have been reviewed at from a just an early perspective. Sometimes, when I'm reviewing a game, I'm just going straight into the game. I've never played it before, and the reason why I like to do that is because I want to give you kind of the experience about what the game is like when you're first entering it. Maybe that's not the best way of approaching a review, and maybe I'll consider reviewing some games. In fact, actually, I do have some games in the backlog that I eventually plan to release that have already been reviewed. But this seemed like a really popular game for people, so I wanted to actually come back to it and take a look at it and tell you what I thought. So I played around with the game. And I let me actually get into this. I'm gonna do a sandbox mode, and I'll show you kind of what I figured out. I am going to be a blatant cheater on this level, okay? I'm going to do a map size medium. I'm still going to start off with a lot of resources, and the difficulty is going to be easy, right? And the reason why is because I suck at the game. I'm not going to lie to you. If I have enemies on the map here, I'm going to die, and yeah, that's going to be the end. So I'm going to have rich deposits, electricity. I'm not going to start off with a palace. So the palace requires chewing gum, and if you don't feed it chewing gum at regular intervals, it eats your people. That's kind of silly and kind of fun, but I'm bad enough at the game that it'll eat all my people, and then again, that what kind of review is that? Amber's over here laughing about the palace eating all of my people.
What's so funny? It has to have chewing gum, or will eat your people. Like that's
It's
it's
bizarre. It's
funny.
funny. It's funny. I'm also gonna do electricity, because I think that is an interesting feature here. And the electricity basically makes it so that if you have electricity, then you can continue to build stuff. Kind of what I found here is that you really want to have a high level of carry and production, and only a few people for construction. So I'm going to actually start off by uh, building some stuff here. So the thing I'm going to build is a factory first off. I think really one of your key things you have to really build in this game before anything is your factory. Um, Now, back to the power station thing. These power stations or if I zoom in here, you can see the little blue bulb here. That actually requires power. If you don't have power, then you can't produce or do anything. And that's actually really bad for you if you're trying to play this game. So I'm going to boost my construction just so I can get this stuff out of the way. Um, and I don't really have anything to produce anyway, so we'll start off with that. So this game is pretty challenging. I'm not gonna lie, and I found it very difficult to play. In fact, actually, right here you can see I've already placed my platform, probably my future platform, in a bad place. Um, but now we're gonna have the farm. It's gonna start producing stuff, or factory rather. The next thing you really kind of want to build is the mine, and the mine's gonna let you build on other stuff. So I'm going to build a mine over here, even though it's not really the best place. In fact, I probably should have built the mine first and then the factory. You know, hindsight's 2020 here. Like I said, I'm not great at this game, and so sorry. I'm sorry I suck. So really the kind of the core principle of this game is you really have to balance your resources. You have to balance how everything's done. If you throw enemies in here along with a palace, then that makes the game that much more challenging. This, can become a very, very challenging game, especially in when you have to actually defend yourself against enemies. So what we can do from here is now that we have our factory, we have our mine, we actually have to start ramping up our production. We can probably tune down the construction because, again, I don't have anyone doing any kind of construction. And we really need to get into building houses at this point in time, along with some of the other structures. So we can probably build a farm here. Maybe a meat grinder, and then finally, last, a laboratory. All right, so a bit of a tall order, um, but again, it's not that hard. And again, I'm fiddling around with these levels just so that we can try getting things built faster. Now, the kind of interesting thing here is the carriers. What they do is the carry people are yellow, and they move resources between buildings. Your construction people move resources to construction sites. Um, your carry people will not carry materials to construction sites. Only your construction people will carry materials to their construction site. And production people will, of course, produce your resources. Kind of what I found here is you want to keep your production areas all kind of close together. The next thing I'm going to build here is a windmill. A windmill will build. It looks like it's not going to let me build a windmill there. A windmill will build batteries for your power station you have here. You notice that we're kind of out of, batteries there. That means that we're not going to be able to do really anything until we have more windmill stuff. I think once the electricity stops flowing there, it's just going to be kind of the end of everything. For now, it looks like construction's still going, but again, that's not going to be for long. It was kind of a hard lesson I learned. I mean, I didn't play through the tutorials here, and I'm sure the tutorials have a lot of important information. So if this is the kind of game that interests you here, then go for it and play this game a lot more. This is just kind of what I've gleaned from it. I know I just don't like. To be quite honest, this isn't kind of my favorite game here, but I do see a lot of playability in this game, so I'm not knocking it. But I am saying that it's just not my necessarily my cup of tea for a type of game. Um, so yeah, that's what we have so far. From here, we really want to start building houses. The thing that I've kind of noticed, if you're still with me here, is that you want to build your platforms in probably something like this configuration here, where it's going across straight like that. If you're going to do some houses, and the reason why is because you want to be able to build as many houses as you can between areas. And I'll show you what I mean in a second here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to build 6 houses. I'm going to try to build 6 to 8 houses around that one hub. And the only way to do that is by building them all together before construction has even started. So I'm going to start off like this. I'm going to do a bunch of houses. Oops. Notice they start vying for positions here. So eventually we now have 4 houses around here on that one side, and that's exactly what I was looking to do. It kind of optimizes the amount of space that you can use to build. So now you can see I'm going to actually be able to put 8 houses around this one hub. That is a lot of, individuals you can use here. So once we get this production kind of ramped up here and start building these houses, you can actually see when you click on these about how many more resources you need in order to build them. I like that feature here, and it also shows you what you're currently working on for constructing if you click on the individual places. Um, Again, we're gonna tune down the construction here, and I'm gonna put up my carry in production. Oh, and the one last thing we probably are gonna need is a junkyard, because I'm pretty sure that if we haven't already, oh no, we have a junkyard. It's gonna burn everything. That's good. Oh, not burn everything. It's gonna burn our red circles. Those just kind of stock up. I guess they're waste production from your factory here. Oh, we actually now have an idle person, so I'm going to ramp up my production. And my next person I'll probably put into carry. You can see here, one of the things is that if you pause, you can actually click on these and press the pause button, and that will stop it from producing stuff. So if you want to, say for instance, stop producing stuff at the laboratory here, you can just press the pause button, and the green guy we have in here is going to move, and it looks like he's going to go on into our meat grinder here.
That's honestly the best phrasing.
Yeah, well, we're going to grind him up. We're going to grind him up and eat him. I've got a appetite. Hunger that only hands can satisfy. So from here, you can see we've now started producing our new people. And I'm going to ramp up the carry a little bit so that we can start carrying things faster. We also probably want to start constructing fast roads if we can. Again, this layout that I have here is going to not work necessarily for a general game. Because you're going to have enemies, and the enemies are going to come and blow you up, and then you're going to have a bad day. So you really have to kind of build protection into your facilities here. Protection which I, of course, have not built into this. So overall, this game is really about managing your resources. This game's about making sure that you have enough, power to power your facilities, to make sure you have enough, farms, enough houses, just kind of your standard real-time strategy type things, with a little bit of a twist. It's very minimalistic. I don't necessarily think the minimalisticness is bad. In fact, actually, I think it's very good. I think it's a very fast-running game. It's very smooth. So, overall, that's Achikaps, or
Achikaps.
Achikaps. I want to throw an R in there. I feel like I should. All right. So, again, that's what I figured out about this game. And again, you might complain at me and say that, I should go and do the tutorials, or I should learn more about the game, and you're completely right. But again, this isn't really a game that interests me that much here. This isn't a game that I'm going to play all the time. It is, I could see this being a game where if you do like real-time strategy games, you want to build base defending games, this definitely has those aspects to it. So, we're actually getting to the point right here in this level that I can actually start ramping up production. I can actually start doing stuff. Then again, I've afforded myself a lot of free time here by not, essentially, not building defenses in and everything. I'm pretty sure that if I was in a in a level where there was actual, attacks, that they would have already attacked me and killed a bunch of my people. So I'll show a few of those. Oops. A few. Okay. Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
You can build turrets here. You can build lasers. You can have ammunition. Oh, that's a farm. I didn't really want to build a farm here. So, let's see. We'll build a turret just to show what it looks like. Um, wants to build a laser. Again, you won't want to lay your place out like this because I'm kind of blocking myself off. You want to be able to be spread out and be able to use these different resources. I probably can tune down the production and increase the construction by 1. Your carriers are really important when it comes to production. That's the big thing, is it feels like in this game you can have your construction people, but unless you're doing a lot of construction like what I am right now, you're not going to want to dedicate a lot of workers to construction. In fact, if you're patient and you want things, don't mind things going by too slowly for your building, you can see right here that we can actually build these things pretty quickly, despite not only having a couple of construction workers. The last thing is defense here. If you do get attacked, you'll want to reallocate your resources to defense. So say we're being attacked, I'll allocate a couple of people to actual defense here. They turn red and they occupy our turret. And in this case, since it looks like we're actually going to have to build ammunition stockpiles. So this is probably a bad place to put my ammunition. So hopefully that wasn't too painful for you. Again, this is a second look at this game, and it's again an interesting game. It has a lot of interesting features. It's very minimalistic, um, and it seems to have quite a following of individuals. So I don't think you'll have any shortage of finding information or tutorials or advice on playing this game. Um, Again, it's not necessarily an easy game to play. So hopefully you enjoyed the second look at this game. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you want to stick around for a few, I'll. This is pretty much the end of the video for any new or relevant information. I'm probably not going to say too much more. That's actually like informative. I'm just going to kind of speak my mind. And yeah, here you can see we're starting to arm our turrets. Our laser needs batteries. Apparently this is showing us our coverage. I haven't actually ever used lasers here, so I don't know if that's I think that's just showing its coverage. You still are going to have it armed, it looks like, probably. Yeah, alright. Well, hopefully you enjoyed, and if you have any comments, feel free to share them. One person, I don't remember what their name was, they commented on the last video of this one, and they're actually my inspiration for, making the second video. 1 second. Yeah, so I'm back real quick. So, Stare at Glare was the person's name. So, Stare at Glare said, dude, coffee and playing the game before reviewing might be nice. I apparently yawned. I don't know how much I was yawning in the last video for this. So I apologize. Maybe that was a really I should have been maybe more awake and more entertained, during that review. But thank you for the input. I do appreciate it. And I did review it. I did play the game beforehand. So here you go. Hopefully this is a recompense for the error of my ways in the past. So hopefully you enjoyed. Uh, Make sure to feed your palaces bubblegum, and you know, happy hunting in this game. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.